I'm Jody Lilly, and I'm here to do an Astro Goddess report for you today. Today our theme is Sagittarius season, and the sun has been in Sagittarius for about a week now and entered Sag on November 21st or 2nd, and it'll be there until the winter solstice, which is December 21st or 2nd. Sagittarius is about the law, about publishing, it's our beliefs, it is travel and other cultures, and it is very interested in the truth. So this has been a theme, this whole truth thing has been a theme for quite a while, certainly longer than the sun is in Sagittarius this year. Saturn, the planet of responsibility and structure and discipline, has also been in Sagittarius since December of 2014. So it's been there almost 3 years now. And this theme of truth or fake news, or what we used to call lies, has been big during that period. That was a crazy ride with the media and the accusations, and truth is definitely in danger, it seems like. And what is true, really? A lot of things have been revealed to be untrue that we've all believed were true for probably most of our lives, and been taught and trained that they were true. So here we are, the things we thought were real really aren't, and some of the things that we didn't think could possibly be true it turns out are. And so Saturn is in there, helping us to get updated on what really is legitimate and what's not, so that we can operate from a place of understanding what is going on, and which gives us insight into what we want to put our energy into and what we don't want to put our energy into. And what we can really do going forward to make things better and make better decisions. When you are dealing with falsehoods that you think are true, it colors everything, So anyway, it's been an interesting ride, to say the least. And during this month with the sun in Sagittarius, Mercury is also in Sagittarius. It's been moving ahead of the sun. And today it is sitting at 27, 28 degrees of Sagittarius along with Saturn. So Saturn and Mercury generally meet up once a year. And Mercury is the messenger. So the messenger has come to update Saturn on what it's learned going all the way around the zodiac, as Saturn has been sitting in Sagittarius. And now it just so happens that Saturn is about to move out of Sagittarius over the next 3 weeks. I guess it's 3 weeks from now. And then Mercury, however, is going retrograde. So they're sitting together right now. Mercury is going to go to the last degree of Sagittarius, and then it's going to move right past Saturn. As Saturn moves out of the sign, Mercury is going to go back this way. So they're meeting now, yesterday and today, and then they will re-meet again in about a week. So the messenger and the one who and the disciplinarian and the structure are joining forces. And this can feel like a responsibility for what we know, a responsibility for what we say, a responsibility for what we communicate or don't communicate. It can also be, because it's in Sagittarius, it can also have a lot to do with what's really at the heart of what's going on. It's interesting that a lot of all of this stuff is going on in Congress, and there are new laws that are trying to be passed that may not be very good for most of the people, if they are able to pass them. And we'll see what happens with that. But it's, we're being given information now. We're being able to see information now that we normally can't. And and as Mercury goes retrograde, in Sagittarius, we're going to see more of this stuff that we weren't able to see before. That's really what it does. It kind of pulls back the curtain. It's like, okay, this is what you've been dealing with, and now look at it from this perspective. And then it will move back forward again, and we'll be able to make some corrections or update our own internal information base about what really is true for us and what matters and what really doesn't. So this is an opportunity to kind of update your own system about what you believe. Sagittarius, the sign of beliefs, what you believe, and what you are and what it means to you. I guess that's really the best way of saying it. And we've gotten a lot deeper into kind of the underbelly of the beast this year, and especially this last quarter of the year. Along with all the Sagittarian activity that's going on, Jupiter is the planet that rules Sagittarius, and it's currently in Scorpio. And if you watched my earlier video on Scorpio season, you know that just as Jupiter entered Scorpio, the original Me Too post went out and echoed around the world, and women everywhere are standing up. And rather than these accusations being, hush hush or pushed under the carpet or people paid off or whatever it is that they've done in the past, this time people heard and people cared and people are doing something about it. And it's the timing, really. I mean, what was going on a year ago it was still kind of falling on deaf ears, and people just didn't really want to make that a big deal. Well, with Jupiter and Scorpio, it's now a climate in which people can hear it and people can receive it as true and see that there are things that they can do about it. Speaking up matters. It matters, particularly when people are able to receive what you have to say. And it's, in the last, it's not even been 2 months since this started. I mean, it feels like it's been going on for a really long time because there's so much momentum behind it. But this is the power of acting when the energy is with you, really. We can push against things and try to make things happen. But if the energy is not working with us, we're just, pushing against the tide, and it's not going to have any effect. So this is the beauty of astrology, is that there is a time for everything. There is a season and a time for everything under heaven, right? Things are shifting rapidly, and for your own, in the collective, they're shifting rapidly. And so as an individual, the important thing is to do what you have to do, what you can do, and how you can work with this energy. In this Sagittarian energy, if there's some monsters in the closet or there's some thing that you need to get off your chest, this is a good time to do it. It really is. And, if your version of what's true has felt a little bit constrictive, then it's time to look at that. How can you be more authentic? If we're not true to who we are, then what is the point of being here, honestly? Who wants to be a cog in the wheel? The truth shall set you free. Knowing your own truth is the most powerful thing. I had an experience just a few days ago with something that I have struggled with for a long time. And it's come up in a lot of different ways for me, and a lot of times I haven't been able to see it until way after the fact. And this time I was able to honor how I was feeling, the emotion that came up, because something was not ringing true for me. And it was creating this real dissonance in my body. I was angry, I was upset, I felt really disturbed. And in the past, I would just shove that down because I didn't want to make somebody else uncomfortable. I'm not a confronter, I'm just, it's not me. But however, in this case, I realized that I needed to say something, and I needed to be honest about how I felt. And it was very powerful to do that. It was really liberating to just simply say, this is how I feel, and this is, not okay with me, and this is the resolution that I'm suggesting that will work for me. And I did get a response, and it did get corrected, and it was not that difficult, but I couldn't do it until I was at that point. So you have to ride the waves. You have to ride the waves, and you have to know when it's time to push and know when it's time to back off. And it's not that easy. Sagittarius is the sign of, the glyph for the sign of Sagittarius is the half man, half horse, which is half instinct and half intuition. And with the arrow pointed at the far horizon, the bow pulled back, and the arrow pointed at the far horizon. And, we have to know what we're shooting for. We have to take the time to be clear about what's important to us, and then we can go for it. But, part of the thing with this Sagittarian energy is that it's about being a straight shooter, and if our energy is, if we're lined up with our own truth, then we can move swiftly in the directions that we choose to move in. If we have got ourselves a little contorted over here, and we're like a little twisted over here, and we're just like, it's not going to go so well. You're not going to get where you want to go, period. So Sagittarius energy gives us an opportunity to bring our own fire to the party, to say, yes, this, no, not that. If you've ever known Sagittarian people, they shoot from the hip. Bring your Sagittarian self to the party. Let yourself know, first of all, what's true for you, and then move from that place. Thank you for listening, and may your Sagittarian season be beautiful and bountiful and a wonderful celebration. All the best to you.